students, today we talk about stress among university students in Selangor, Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. Based on this data, figure 1 about show the prevalence of depressions, anxiety and stress among university students studying in Selangor, Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. As you can see, the data show us many impacts during COVID-19, which is students have depressions, anxiety and stress. Government will worries about students' conditions because of the impact student life. You can see the data for extremely severe is been very dangerous. For instance, most of students takes about tests, financial and living costs in university. This is because high living costs happen in Selangor. Introduction of stress. We usually use the word stress when it feels that everything seems to have become too much. We overload and wonder whether we really can cope with the pressure placed upon us. Anything that poses our challenge or a threat to our well-being is a stress.
I'm sad. I feel fat. I'm stressed. I feel ugly. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm so tired all the time. I'm just having a really hard time. And I don't know what to do anymore.
What is stress? Everyone gets stressed out now and then. A lot of teens get stressed over the pressure and demand of trying to fit so many things into one day. But people have to remember that they are not alone when it comes to dealing with stress, and that there are ways to manage and ease stressful situations. Identify stressful situations and being able to dial down stressful feelings are important skills that can help things for the rest of their life. As we know, many things that make students stressed because of their future, careers, family problems, health, love, savings, security, and home. Based on my analysis from that data, for stress is 20% of the students that cannot control their stress.
Definition of stress. The word stress is used by different people to mean different things. The Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary defines stress as tension, pressure, or worry resulting from problems in one's life. Times Rogers defines stress as the feeling of not being able to cope with problem or potential in one's life. Stress also can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to challenge threats in our lives. Based on the figure 1, show that prevalence of depression, anxiety, and stress among university students studying in Selangor. Depression lines show that the students at the university have a normal depression. For anxiety line, show that extremely severe is the highest in the figure 1. For stress line also show that the student have a normal stress for the highest score in the figure 1. Type of stress. There are 3 types of stress, which is eustress, distress, and hypostress. Eustress beneficial stress and the psychological, physical. Relatively new concept has described a type of stress that is positive, helpful, and motivating. Distress is a state of different sorrow. Distress describes the negative kind of stress that most people associate with feeling stressed out. Distress tends to cause people to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and experience physical and psychological symptoms like headache, tension, and also insomnia. The last one is hypostress. Hypostress is the opposite end of the spectrum to hyperstress or brought about lack motivation or feeling of boredom.
There are 5 causes of student stress. Each year, it seems the bar keep being set a little bit higher for teens wanting to go to the college. Whether it's the workload itself, more test prep, testing, and extracurricular demands, teens are usually feeling the heat. For the first one is speech though. The main cause of stress of students is because of their coursework they are taking on. Teens who want to go into the college may also sign up for the extra classes, only adding them to the burdens. Too often, the teens take on subjects that exceed their academic abilities and causing their stress. For the second one, is not enough sleep. Teens are glued to their smartphone, which can result in sleep deprivation. When the students struggle to keep up in their time and to do well on their tests or inside their class, this will be added to their performance anxiety. For the third one, there is poor organization habits. Squeezing so many activities into their school weeks, it requires teens to have expert time management skill. Teens are not organized, suffer more stress because they miss the important dates and their deadline. Fourth, there is not enough downtime. Teens students lack the balance they need in their life. Each day is scheduled to the minutes, leaving little time to just hang out and be. Without any downtime, the teens will just feel overworked and stressed for their work or their assignment, or else that will be their burdens. The fifth one is lack of support. Teens that need extra help for certain subjects may not be able to secure the added support. They may be struggling in a core class that can be delay their graduation if they not pass it. Without tutoring help, the teens will cause more stress about how they can pass and they can survive for the class. For the extra information, signs of student stress they have many. There is irritability, impatience, crying spell, mood swing, headache, fatigue, voice concern about getting into a good college, a decline in grades, and so on. Teens may resist talking about their fears and worries because they want to please their parents and make them proud. By complaining, they may be worried their parents or friends would think they are weak. But bottling up their emotion is just going to make the things getting worse. If you notice this sign in your teens, begin a conversation with them. Just ask them how they are doing and whether they need anything and let the teens share their feelings.
Hello, I'm Caroline Ananico. I'm going to continue with a positive ways to cope with stress. Many of us feeling challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause strong emotions in adults and children. Public health actions such as physical distancing can make us feel isolated and lonely and can increase stress and anxiety. Feeling emotions and nervous or having trouble sleeping and eating can all be normal reactions to stress. Here are some healthy ways on how you can cope with your stress. First, take a break from watching, reading, and listening to news stories, including on social media. It's good to be informed, but hearing about the traumatic event constantly can be upsetting. Consider limiting news to just a couple of times a day and disconnect from phones, TVs, and computer screen for a while. This is for avoid negative vibe from outside that can cause stress. Do activities that can relax your mind and bring you peaceful for your heart and mental health. For example, if traveling is the ways you can reduce the stress, then do it for your mental health mind. Next, take care of yourself. Get yourself a well-balanced meal, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and giving yourself a break if you feel stressed out. Try to avoid drugs or alcohol. This may seem hard, but they can increase and create additional problem and increase the stress you are already feeling. Last, connect with your community or faith-based organization. Recognize when you need more help. Talk with people you trust about your concern and how you are feeling. Share your problems and how your feelings and coping with your parents, friends, counselors, and doctor. If problems continue or you are thinking about suicide, talk to psychologists, social workers, or professional counselors to find out the solutions to help you to cope with your stress.
Effect of stress. There are 3 kinds of effect, which is mental effect, physical effects, and behavior effects. Example of mental effect is anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivations, lack of focus, and anger depressions. Example of physical effects is head attack, muscle tensions, chest pain, fatigue, upset stomach, and sleep issue. An example of behavior effect is tobacco use, overeating, drug use, social withdrawal, physical approach, and less exercise. Conclusions. In the conclusions, managing stress can help reduce the stress and make you feel more healthy. We have to remember that we cannot change the view of others but prepare ourselves to prove our point. No one is perfect, so don't underestimate yourself. Always try to practice our 4 different relations techniques. Always think positively and keep a positive attitude.
I'm going to end this video with one quote by William James where the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought of another. The more we listen, the more we confuse. The more we confuse, the more we stress. That's all from me. Thank you.